going to be looking at how to install a Z-Wave smart dimmer switch to replace a standard electrical dimmer switch. Normally this would be pretty straightforward, however this particular dimmer switch is a three-way switch. So in order to install these devices, you need a secondary add-on switch. And there's some tricky wiring that needs to be done in order to make this happen. So it is not very much information on how to do this online. So I decided today I will show you how to do it because I figured it out. A key point to bring up before you start this project is that you must have a neutral wire in your home wiring to install these particular devices. If you do not have that, then these switches will not work. So we're just going to go ahead and take all these wires apart from the old switch and get this out of the way. Now we got two black wires here, and we need to define which one of these is the line and which one is the load. Now this particular one is the traveler, and this one without any covering is the ground. That's pretty self-explanatory, it's the ground. So what we're going to do next, we're going to go back to the electrical panel. We're going to switch on the electricity and determine if this switch here has the load, the line coming from it, or my auxiliary switch on the other side of the room, if that one has the line coming from it. So then we'll know that by when we turn this on and this voltage tester goes beep, which one the power is coming from the switch box. Now in the prior installation I did not have to use the neutral wires, so you can see those neutral wires right here. We will need to use those neutral wires to install that smart dimmer. So now that we got all the power back on, we got all these separated, we're going to use this voltage tester. And so we got two black wires here and one there. Alright, so you can see right away this one right here is what's coming from the switch panel now that I got the power turned back on. It's important that we identify where that's coming in, because in this setup, these switches, it's important that this smart dimmer, the master control goes where the line is coming into. You have to have this one on this side, otherwise it won't function properly. So we'll go ahead and get started here. See all these twist ties? We don't need these. We'll take all of these off. And I told you we would need that neutral wire. And we're going to have to get us a little pigtail cut to be able to wire that up, because this is... So we'll stick that into that neutral line right there, like so. And then we'll tighten that up. So that neutral's already ready to go on this side. And now we just need to open this up here. Switch goes in like this, so I'm going to bend this back around so it fits in. And we'll tie it all together right there. Alright, traveler wire goes up here on the top right. So we'll put that in. Alright, so then the load line goes here on the top right. So we'll put that in to that slot. The line comes into the bottom. So we'll put that in right here. So there's the line. And finally, the ground wire goes right on top. And we're going to leave this hang for right now, and I'm going to go to the other switch. But here's where it gets a little tricky with this installation and gets everyone confused with these smart dimmer switches. So it looks exactly the same as the other one. Everything looks pretty much identical until you turn it around back and you say, whoa, there's only 3 contacts. What do? There's only traveler, there's only the neutral wire, and the ground wire that's at the top. That's it. The other 2 wires are non-existent. And you say, hey, why is that? And the reason that is because this particular switch is just a control switch. It sends the signal of control to the level, dim, and the status of your light switch, either on or off, to the main switch that's on the other side. In order to get this to work, you need to tie the line and the load together on this side of the switch. I'm going to put these 2 black wires together. Normally you wouldn't do this. So if you take this switch out, you got to put it back the way it used to be. And I tighten that up. That's the trick. And we'll push that back into the wall. So now we have made the circuit on a 3-way switch side. This attached to neutrals, the ground, the traveler, and then we tie the line and the load together, and I've already pushed that back in the box. If you touch the switch, the light should progressively come up in this room. You can see the background lights come on. And the first indication that you have that says this is working properly is when the power is on and you see that little blue light right there. So if you see that little blue light, that means that your Z-Wave is communicating and this switch is active. So that's how you wire it up. I'm gonna go back, turn the electricity off, and getting these 2 tightened up to the panels, and everything's good to go. Hope this helps.